we have one new message. Just as I expected, more spam mail. Greetings, Yak Watchers. Today, we have a request from Jesus is the Tree of Life. And this is, in fact, a game he created, or at least is in the process of creating, himself. It is hoped that this title will rival the success of the NES unlicensed Bible games. And you can already tell that this is a little bit different from your standard Bible game fare, isn't it? To start the game, we must select Escape like Jonah. Jonah, of course, being the mythological figure who would sink any ship upon which he set foot. Or maybe I'm thinking of that character from the Beano comic. Well, whatever. I certainly doubt Jonah ever fought off floating bucks and a load of street-fighting Arnold Schwarzeneggers. Well, if you took the time to read the introduction there, you'll know the main character lives in a library and is obsessed with reading ancient texts in his search for the meaning of life. So I suppose these books represent the world in which he is trapped. The page-turning animation on those is fantastic, by the way. As of yet, this demo only incorporates side-on fighting sections, but the full game will also include Zelda-style RPG elements. Exciting, eh? The prototype you see here is more of a demonstration of the aesthetics, so I suppose we shouldn't read too much into the gameplay. Nevertheless, I had a lot of fun playing this. I couldn't even get past the first stage, but I quite enjoyed it anyway. Guess I'm just a sucker for platformers. It isn't a game that's necessarily suited to keyboard play, because after about half an hour, my fingers simply couldn't function any longer. But, as you'll learn a little bit later on, it's hoped that eventually this game will be joypad controlled. The author says the game is more about style and emotional impact, so I guess we should focus on that. Dirty design is pretty much always attractive, at least in my eyes, and I think that's the strong point here. This cityscape reminds me of a glitched cartridge, with its pixelated rain and floating ad banners, and I simply love that sort of thing. I don't know if it's the program in which the game was created, but there's also a very Atari feel about the whole game. If you remember Clown Downtown, it's like a hyper-juiced version of that with its city layouts and its requirement for quick reflexes. And thankfully, the music is a lot better than in Clown Downtown. Oh, thank goodness! It's got this mid-90s grunge/Radiohead style. I don't really like Radiohead, but that doesn't matter too much, because it sounds more like Feeder anyway. Well, I couldn't do it, even after trying for more than 3/4 of an hour. Worry not, however, for the footage you see here is how it's meant to be done, courtesy the game's author. And it's good to see his computer is capable of a far better frame rate than mine. And now for the most exciting part of this project. The author wants to assemble a team with the aim of getting the game onto the Sega Mega Drive. He plans to get in touch with Watermelon Games, the team behind Pier Solar, a top-down RPG released on the Mega Drive just a couple of years ago. So, if you're interested in getting involved, let him know. And until next time, sayonara!